What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to be trying to tame a bit of a beast. So this is one of them kind of meme slash fun bikes that someone has imported into the game. It's created by Hunter, and it's got, well, you can see right there, it's got 435 horsepower. Now, I've seen this bike doing the rounds on like YouTube Shorts and TikTok, just hitting ridiculous rhythms and such. As you know, I'm not much of a free ride guy, but it got me thinking, like, is it possible to tame this around a regular track? Because if you can take all that power and somehow end up, you know, 5 in and 6 in out of corners through rhythms, I imagine it could be very, very OP to do. So we're going to do two things today. The first one is I'm going to attempt, that is the key word, attempt to try and do a lap of Rust right here. The reason I've chosen Rust is because I know all the big lines already. So usually it's like quad in, quad in, quad in, blah, blah, blah. If we can get any 5s out of this, I think that'd be really, really impressive. And then after that, when I'm finished kind of crashing over and over and over again and going through the pain and suffering, I'm just going to take it around an easy track, like something like Forest, which should be able to like test it out properly and really open it up on some of the straights. Now, I'll show you what else we got in a second.
For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe.
So if we go into the pits here, we have no fuel. I guess it's classed as an e-bike because we've got battery at the bottom right here, but it does have engine sound as well. It's fully automatic, so no gear shifting. If you go across to the drivetrain, it's currently set, it will max out at 338 miles an hour. Interesting. And if I go along to the others tab in mapping here, we've got 3 modes. We have got mellowish, which I have tested just pulling away, and it seems to pull away really, really slowly, which you don't really want for Supercross because you won't get much speed going. We have got the power mode, which is what I'll be going for today, but you'll see where I've got the controller overlay on as well, you'll see just how gentle you've got to be on the throttle to not backflip. And then we've got airplane mode. Now, I'm not using airplane mode, but I just want to show you what it entails real quick. You can see my controller overlay at the bottom left as well. I'll be as gentle. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to lean forwards. I will roll on the throttle as gently as humanly possible. It's not possible. I'm guessing this was made just for a bit of a meme. You can see how aggressive like the gyro is when you brake and accelerate in the air. I mean, you might be able to get away with backflipping the entire way around, but we're not using that today because that is going to be literally impossible. So today we're going to be using the power mode, and this one is still very powerful. Like if I gently roll on the throttle on this one, but you can see it's manageable. But if I bang on the throttle, it will make you flip. So there's got to be a certain level of finesse about it. If you can roll on the throttle at the right points, you should be able to hit some big boy lines. And you can already see, oh my Christ, you can already see just how sketchy and chaotic it is. But if you was to roll the throttle on coming out these corners, did you see my shadow? This looks like, wait, the shadow is the, do you remember the Minecraft bike that I recorded on a while back? It looks like that, where it's just, I don't know, like really simple to save people's FPS. Okay, let's try this again. So very gentle, very gentle, very gentle. Up, quad, up, fight, a fight. Oh my god, I could so go 5-5 through that section rather than quad. Oh my god. Okay, this is going to be a bit ridiculous. It's worth mentioning that because obviously it's all relative and I'm so low in the RPM range on this bike, you're not going. This is actually ridiculous. You're not going to be able to hear much. Because it's as if you was giving it, I guess, like 2 RPM on the bike standardly. You can't hear much at all. Oh my god. So, I apologise for that. And obviously you get the over rev, or you get it revving up by the time I've crashed already, because I'm already in the air accelerating. But I think if I really take my time and I'm patient, we could get a lap in here with some decent lines as well. But I'm going to be really, really stubborn and not change any of my controls. Because I feel like that takes away from the challenge of it a little bit. Like I can make my, I guess, accelerating and braking, you know, super, like, mellow, like not aggressive at all. So I can be a bit more aggressive on the throttle and the braking, but that takes away from the fun. The whole point of this is for it to be a bit of a handful. I mean, you guys see usually around this track how hard I have to rail that 180 turn to get the bike up and over onto that second table. I blip to the throttle on this. It is actually unreal. Try and be very delicate with the brakes in the air, because as hard as you accelerate, it brakes just as hard as well. And I'm very interested what goes into the process of making these. I mean, it's a great idea. It's really, really good fun. I can see why people are enjoying it from a free ride perspective. Oh, God. Oh, right. Look how gentle I am on the throttle right now. I'm barely touching it. The controller overlay, I think it kind of inputs in after a little bit. So very, very light blue compared to dark blue when it's all the way in. But look how easy the backflips are as well. I probably could have double backflip that if I really want to. I haven't got to lean back or anything, just tap the accelerator. So I reckon we could do some stupid stuff, like all the way out here, maybe square her off, triple, maybe? No. One thing that you could do, though, is if I'm going to case the life out of it, instead of it kind of sending me over the bars, if I just accelerate, the front wheel will come up anyway. So it's fine. Oh, a little 5. 5 God. 5 again. Go on, downside that. No! Oh, okay. And then, whoop, gentle little quad. I will say the suspension on this is really good as well, which surprised me. Obviously, I've not touched anything at all. I've just left it as it is. But I think if you're going this fast, you need a suspension that can cope with going this fast. And it genuinely does. Like, it pings off quite well. So very, very surprised on that. And I think there's a lot more that's gone into this than you think, than just slapping, just adding a ridiculous amount of horsepower to it, and that's it. I think it goes a lot deeper than that. It's actually really, really impressive. I like messing around on fun bikes like this from time to time. Let's see if we can step onto this second table. We can. Oh, I stepped over it. I didn't plan on doing that. I don't think I'll be able to get away with any of like the techie lines, if that makes sense. Like, you can tire tap that dragon's back and then end up downsiding here if you get a good pop, and then double into the corner, which ends up being faster than doubling off the dragon's back and tripling into the corner. But for the really techie stuff like that, it's going to be near impossible for me to do, because it's all going to come down to throttle control and blipping the throttle at certain points. I don't think I've quite got that in the locker just yet. It's worth mentioning that the brakes are just as... Oh my god! Survive. That was so clean. It's worth mentioning that the brakes are just as sensitive as the throttle is. So you'll see me coming into some of these corners and the bike's like, like twitching really, really hard. The front end's like gripping and not gripping over and over again. I'm trying to be as gentle as I possibly can, but that's proven a little bit easier said than done. I'll be completely honest with you. But there's a lot of potential here, It'd be nice if there was a mode between power and mellow, where it's a little bit easier on pulling away, but not to the point where it can't pull away at all. So mellow just seems to take a long time to get up to speed, but it makes the actual pulling away aspect really easily. But to the point where I think I'd barely be able to triple into some of these rhythms, rather than the quadding and the fiving that I am doing. I'm managing to hit a lot of these lines just from the momentum that the bike's carrying around corners and such. I am just barely touching anything at all. It's going to be so weird. I generally think if I hopped on the 450 now after this, I would feel like it would be slow, which is an outrageous statement to make, because those bikes at the moment are so fast. Try and get through the whoops. Oh no. Actually, just keep it on the back wheel the entire time. No. Suspension said no. That's really difficult, because obviously your speed through the whoops is just constantly getting faster and faster and faster. And the suspension can kind of only take so much. It will only get away with it to a certain extent. So, you know what? Let's get one more lap going around here. Let's try and make it count. I want to just hit like a normal lap and see if it's actually possible. But my god, it's this twitchy and sensitive. Definitely... Oh, you can quad this, 100%. Oh! I've tried quadding that in the past on the 450 with a perfect drive and not got close. I blip the throttle on this and I almost 5 it, never mind quadding it. That is actually ridiculous. That is unreal. This is actually a really fun bike. I'm just going to try and stick to the normal lines this time. Triple out into the corner. Oh, survive. Thank God for them very sharp brakes. We just stopped on a dime and then spin her around. And then we'll try and 5 into here again, roll on the throttle and whop. Dab the back brake. Very effective on this bike. Not getting this jump out though, kind of, which is weird, because I thought that would be the easier one of the two, rather than having to roll the throttle. You know what? I'm enjoying this too much. Let's start a lap again from this point, because I kind of want to hit some big lines. Right, gentle. And I think it goes without saying, when we go and load up Forest in a second, like, it's going to be ridiculous. Like, the jumps that we're going to be able to send are going to be unreal. You're probably going to be able to very easily jump from the uphill triple to downside in the double after it, like so on massive 5. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a fun time though, I think. Let's see, can I 5 this as well? Usually quadding's the limit. You can 5. I think if you downside that nicely, you can get a cheeky little 5 quad into the corner there. And then we'll be nice and gentle up and over the triple. Barely inputting any throttle at all. Round to the right, hit the yeet. Downside the table. It's just no chance of you stopping in time for that corner, especially with how sharp the brakes are. They're either an on or an off switch. And then we'll step onto this. Never mind, we'll step over. Very, very difficult to see the landing when your head's going through the roof. I can't lie to you, it doesn't make for the easiest of times. But you know what? You get the gist of it. You get an idea of what the bike is capable of. So let's go into Forest and try and open her up a little bit. See, I'm contemplating putting it on mellow or keeping it on power. So mellow would make it a hell of a lot easier coming out of the corners, but then it would like slowly ramp up the speed. And then power, I still have to kind of tiptoe my way around the track. So you'll see, let's have a look. So let's go over here. You'll see here, before I was having to just like gently tap it here, I can hold the throttle on pretty damn hard, and it will ramp up the speed, which it could be the move. It actually feels slow putting it away, which is a wild thing to say. That felt very, very odd. I think the brakes still. Oh, okay. The brakes are still ridiculously sharp on this as well, which makes sense. You know, I haven't changed anything brake-wise. It's just the acceleration that's changed. Oh my Christ! But you can see, like, the suspension and the front end are solid. Like, I feel like if I overjump stuff like that normally, I'd be in the bin. Little quad. No quad. Okay, so it does take a little while to ramp up the speed, because I can almost quad that entire thing on a normal 450 at the moment. So maybe power is the way to go. Let's see. We'll scrub this. We'll stay low. And then... No, I'll put it on power mode. There we go. That's more like it. Are we like barely being able to touch the throttle? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, part of me feels like once I've already rolled on the throttle, I can then start accelerating harder, but you just can't, because it's always going to have more power and more grip to give you. So you're always going to backflip no matter what speed you're going. You've got to be very, very gentle everywhere. I'm probably going to end up jumping out of the map in a second, but we're going to try sending this anyway. Yeah, yeet. Exactly what I thought would happen. God damn, that's got to be so difficult to try and maintain your speed. Let me just hit a little... Yeah, generally thought I'd made it through there then. Here we go, take 2. I was a lot more gentle that time. Landed on top. Please don't fall out of the map, please. Thank you. Okay, we carry on riding normally now. It makes me think. So I think the world record around Forest right now, with the latest OEMs and with people using Lean Help Zero and such, is in the 57s somewhere. I'd be very interested to see if you can tame this absolute machine of a bike. Please just let me stop spawning me inside the damn collidable fencing, please. Ah. So please send an update for Forest so the fencing can have like soft collisions rather than hard collisions, and you can ride through them if you're careful enough. Yeah, I think if you was able to tame this bike, I think you could probably beat that. If you could tame this bike, you can 100% beat that. That is ridiculous. I just thought I was going to be jumping down into the... I guess into the ditch, into the little bit in between the two jumps there. I didn't think I was going to clear the entire thing. Okay, that's kind of got me tempted to see what sort of lap times I can run now. But I kind of also don't want to be sat here all day trying to hot lap a 400 horsepower bike, if I'm being honest. But this thing is just ridiculous. I thought I would be better at taming it than I am. But I cannot tell you how difficult this thing is to try and get around the track. Just when you think you've got something going, if something goes a little bit wrong, your muscle memory kicks in on how you would react normally, which of course if you do that on this thing, if you're a bit too hard on the brakes, you'll go over the bars. If you're a bit too hard on the throttle, you're going off the back of the bike. So it kind of ends up making the situation worse. I think you're just going to have to try and get into your brain just to let go of the controller and just not do anything, let the bike try and sort itself out. I wonder if... Can we send this jump to the face of this? Oh! I think even if I got the distance, I wouldn't have survived that. That is a lot sharper of a takeoff than I thought. But yeah, you can probably hit the face of this triple and downside it all the way to here if you was very, very precise, although I imagine you'll probably overjump that quite easily as well. Overall, really damn good fun bike. I will leave the link for it in the description for you, as always. There are 2 things that you need, because it takes you to a Google Drive link. you need to just make sure you download the MX version of this, because there is also a Supermoto version. And then you need to make sure you install, I believe it's the pad tyre rather than the slick tyre. Those are the only two things that you need. Right-click them, download them, it'll do them as a zip file, you drag and drop them into your game. Simple as that. For sounds, there are sound mods included in it. But if you already have like the massive soundmods.pkz thing installed in your game, then you won't need it anyway. But there's instructions, and he's done a tutorial and stuff on how to install everything on the MXP mods page anyway. So, I mean, thank you very much for this, Hunter. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I certainly enjoy it. If you have anything else in the works, then please do let us know. I'm very interested to see what else the community comes up with, because this is really, really nice to do stuff like this as a one-off. Obviously not all the time. This is a little bit overkill for all the time, but as a one-off, it's really, really good fun. Let me see if we can send this bad boy then. Yeah. I see. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It'd be very much appreciated. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got salt to be for